Hello, and welcome to another episode of Artist Spotlight. I'm Vicki Landon, and I am here with Amanda Seckington, whose work is hanging in the atriums right now. Amanda, welcome. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's an honor. Yeah.
So tell me how long you have been working as a visual artist.
I started painting when I was 16, just in school. My art teacher didn't give a lot of direction. It was very open, so I was kind of doing my own thing until I went to college. I went to the Ringling College of Art and Design over in Sarasota. And I have been painting ever since. I've never taken a break from painting. So yeah.
So you started as a teenager and just fell in love with it immediately.
Yeah, I think it was kind of my therapy at the time, and it still serves as that, but I've made a whole life out of it, really. Met people, great friends, and had great jobs, and done painting in all different kinds of respects, to painting, I've made beer labels for brewery down in Miami. I've been an art teacher. I've done private lessons. I've done scenic work. So I've done all kinds of different types of visual art over the years.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So, and I know when you were young, you were in a military family, you moved around a lot. Talk to me about how, if at all, that influenced or affected the art that you create or the items that you paint when you're doing the work.
Yeah, well, I was born in Hawaii, and I lived right next to a volcano. I grew up hearing stories of Pele, the goddess, of lava and volcanoes. So the fire imagery definitely comes in there. I think I just take a lot of reverence for place. I was an only child for a lot of growing up, so I spent a lot of time alone in the woods, actually. And so I find I have really big connections to places and even just trees and things like that. So, watching a sunset, I feel things like that definitely make it into my work. I think holding on to places, of course, people came later, but I didn't have that many friends moving around, so.
That definitely shows through in the work and the sunset imagery as well. Talk to us a little bit about this collection and why it's called Prescribed Burn.
It was really a tough time in life, I think everybody goes through those times where life just keeps handing you situation after situation to overcome, and so it's really about the phoenix kind of situation and embracing that and not trying to fight it, just knowing you have no control over certain situations and surrendering to it completely. And just at the time I was really burning away an old version of myself and kind of coming into a new version. So my new work is actually a completely different color palette. It's actually a little bit looser in style. So this, a lot of people say it looks like a digital image, it looks like a Photoshop, which I do create a digital image first for these and then painted from that. But the new work, I think, has more movement in the brush work, things like that, a lot more green. So the plants you see, I still have portraiture and nature elements, but it's more green, it's more growing, because I feel I've gotten through this sort of dark period. The phoenix happened and now things are growing. Yeah.
Things are growing.
Yeah.
So are these photos of you, photos of people that represent you? Are these pictures of women that you have created in your mind?
No, I definitely would have to work from a photograph. It's pretty rare when an artist can get that much detail just in their mind. I definitely have to work from a source image. Some of the people are people I know. This is actually Flynn. She's a local. She's an art curator in town. People know Flynn Dobbs. One day she was like, I want you to paint me. And I was like, I would love to paint you. So there's stuff like that. This was a woman I worked with in a coffee shop for 6 years. These ones are a self-portrait. There's quite a few self-portraits. Yeah, I love to paint people I know now, pretty much. I go from people I've met. It just gives it a little more connection to me. Even though to me the portrait really could be anybody. It's just, when someone looks at it, I want them to see themselves almost in a way. So
I love that. So
yeah.
I'm hearing about you've exited your hermit phase, right? And you are plugged into the community. You're working with folks like Flynn, who's very busy and present in our arts and cultural community. You're also doing work with arts and cultural organizations in town with your painting skills, right?
Correct.
Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so for the past about year and a half in this season, which started in August, I am the lead scenic painter for the Opera Orlando and the Orlando Ballet. Which is fun. I work in a warehouse we're sweating it out with a bunch of dudes, and I really enjoy it. It's, very physical work, but it's so rewarding to see other artistic people, the singers and just the crew, and everybody's so affected by the painting you do on these sets, the sets that I'm painting. It's really great to see my art out in the community after being alone in my little hermit phase for so long. It's great to be, in that community and kind of my art go, hang out with people while I paint and things like that.
Is like your approach and the skills you have to apply to doing work like this wildly different than what you have to use when you're doing scenic painting, or is there a lot of transfer and shared expertise?
The textural quality and attention to detail is there, but yes, it's so much more physical. I'm painting 3,000 square foot of plywood, and things like that. So it is quite different. And I've been painting recently actually for the program with Downtown Arts District. It's called Vacant to Vibrant. And so I've kind of locked myself away because they gave me a grant money to do this art installation in a window. It's actually kind of funny because I do holiday windows too. Over like this time of year, I paint a bunch of businesses windows for the holiday, a little extra money,
Well, we can see your work here at Art in the Atrium. We can soon see your work up in Vacant to Vibrant. We can see your work on stage for Orlando Ballet and Opera Orlando. Where can folks find you online?
Just my name. If you Google my name, my website should come up, my Instagram should come up, amandaseckingtonart.com should link you to all of that stuff. My Instagram, I try and keep updated with my art, which also is just amandaseckington.art.
That's fantastic. Well, I hope that you enjoyed being here, having your art here.
Yeah,
I know everyone who walks
absolutely.
past it is so grateful for your generosity and
Yeah, it was
having
an
this work
honor.
here.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And thank you for joining us on this edition of Artist Spotlight.